Hey there. So if you've done any work with Python, you know dictionaries are just everywhere, right? They're super useful. But here's the thing. Putting data in is only half the battle. Knowing how to take it out the right way is just as important. So today, we're going to dive in and really master how to clean up your Python dictionaries.
All right, picture this. You've got a dictionary and it's a bit of a mess. It needs a good tidying up. So what do? Which tool do you grab? Well, Python actually gives us a whole toolbox for this exact job. And trust me, picking the right tool is what separates clunky code from really clean, pro-level code. So let's open up that toolbox, shall we? We'll start with the most versatile tool in there.
Okay, first up, the versatile pop method. This is probably the one you'll see the most. I like to think of it as the Swiss Army knife of our dictionary toolkit. It's just so useful in so many different situations.
So, what's the big deal with pop? What makes it so special? Well, it's pretty cool because it does two things at the exact same time. It removes an item you point to, using its key, of course, and it hands you back the value that went with it. This is a game changer for those times when you need to get rid of something, but you also need to use that piece of data right away. The whole process is super simple but really powerful. It's just 3 steps. 1, you target a key. 2, pop zaps that key value pair right out of the dictionary. And 3, and this is the magic part, it gives you the value back. That means you can pull some data out and immediately use it for something else, all in one super clean move.
All right, let's make this real. Check out this car dictionary. When we run thisdict.pop model, watch what happens. Bam! 2 things. First, that whole model entry is just gone from the dictionary. And second, the value Mustang is handed back to us. We could totally grab that and stick it in a new variable. Something like car_model equals thisdict.pop model, and then we'd be ready to use it for whatever we need.
Okay, but here's a really important question. What happens if you try to pop a key that isn't actually there? Well, on the left, you can see the risky way. If we try to pop color and it doesn't exist, boom, our whole program crashes with a key error. Not good. But now, look at the right. Here's the pro tip that'll save you a lot of headaches. Pop can take a second argument, which is a default value. So if we try to pop color but give it NA as a backup, no crash. It just calmly returns NA and our code just keeps on running. This is an absolutely fantastic way to write safer, more robust code.
All right, so we've got pop as our precision multi-tool, but our toolbox has a few more specialized gadgets. Let's check out 3 other ways to remove items, because each one is built for a really specific job.
First, we've got pop item. Now, this one's a little different. It doesn't take any arguments at all. What it does is it just removes and returns the last item that was put into the dictionary. It's kind of like taking the last plate off a stack. It's super fast and efficient if you just need to pull items out one by one, and you honestly don't care which one comes out next.
Okay, next up is something that looks a little different. It's the del keyword. And pay attention here, because this isn't a method you call on the dictionary. It's a fundamental Python command. Think of it as the most direct, no-nonsense way to delete something. You just point del at a dictionary key and poof, that item is gone. Forever. It doesn't give you anything back. No return value, no fuss. This is what you use when you know for sure something has to go and you don't need its value for anything. And last but not least, we have what I like to call the nuke option, the clear method. This thing does exactly what it sounds like. It removes every single item from your dictionary. It just wipes it clean, leaving it totally empty. But, and this is a really important but, the dictionary itself is still there. It's an empty container, ready for you to fill it up again. It's basically a giant reset button for your dictionary.
Okay, so we've got our 4 big tools on the table. Pop, pop item, del, and clear. That brings us to the most important question, right? How in the world do you decide which one to use? Well, let's put them all side by side. I think that'll make the choice a whole lot clearer.
This chart basically sums it all up. Look at the trade-offs here. So let's walk through it. Do you need the value you're removing? If yes, pop is your go-to. And remember, it has that awesome safety net with the default value. Now, what if you just need to pull any item out, maybe in a loop, and you need it to be fast? That's what pop item was built for. What if you need to perform a surgical strike on a specific item, and you couldn't care less about its value? That's a job for del. And finally, if you just want to empty the whole thing out, wipe the slate clean, but keep the dictionary around, clear is your only option. And the best part is, it can't fail.
All right, we've covered a ton. So let's boil all of this down to the key takeaways, the things you really need to remember to make your code better.
So, here are the 3 big things I want you to walk away with. First, your choice of method really matters. Before you delete anything, just ask yourself one question. Do I need the value back? The answer will tell you exactly which tool to grab. Second, be smart about errors. Seriously, using POP with a default value is a sign of a thoughtful programmer. It makes your code so much safer. And finally, number 3, understand the difference between emptying and deleting. Clear just empties the house but leaves the building standing. If you use del on the entire dictionary variable, well, that's like demolishing the whole building, and that can cause big problems if other parts of your code we're planning on visiting.
And let me just leave you with this. Learning these removal methods, it's not really about just deleting stuff. It's about gaining this incredible, precise control over your data. And that control, that's absolutely essential for writing Python code that's clean, effective, and, truly professional. It really shows you know what you're doing. So, think about your next project. Which one of these tools are you going to reach for first?